I thought maybe just a quick intro, Cameron, on your career, and we say why you put your money where your mouth is, or why you started Federation. You're the founder and CEO, and yeah, why you decided to put skin in the game.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm 44 years old this week.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Federation turned 2 this month. So in my early 40s, I guess I made the decision to pop across and leave the warm embrace of the investment banking sort of employers where I was for more than 2 decades. Firstly, as an investment banker, as you mentioned, but for the latter 2/3 of my career, running the investment teams for them. The thing that I enjoyed in both instances the most in my career, whether it was an advisor or an investor, was working with people that had built businesses. So people that had gone out and done something, and led something and did something new. And I guess at an instance, took a risk to build a thing. I really enjoyed working with those people. I really felt like I learnt a lot from them as well, and probably always had it in me to have a go at doing it at the right time in my career. And doing private equity is a complex thing. You need to probably have some life lessons in you before you can do it well. And I guess pragmatically as well, no one's going to give a 30-year-old money to do something as complex as what we do, but maybe they will when you're 40-ish and you've done it for long enough and learnt enough and made enough successes and learn enough from your mistakes as well.
It's kind of why I tried to grow a beard to look a little bit older as well. Excellent. Great introduction. I thought we might start at the basics for this one. So looking at the key asset classes, private equity, renewables, and property. Maybe we start on private equity. Why you think it warrants a position in portfolios and how it's different to holding an ASX stock, and maybe what you expect returns will be over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, so we don't do private equity for private equity's sake, but we do at Federation invest in, or where we see the best opportunity set within investing in companies right now is growth equity, giving companies capital to grow, and we're finding management teams in sectors that we like with companies that we think will win within those sectors. We're giving them the capital to grow their business plan.
So well-established companies already operating, not venture capital or startup.
No, not venture capital, and also not at the big end of the scale. So the bulge bracket KKR, Pacific Equity Partner end of the scale, where these companies are just as big as listed companies and just are not listed for one reason or another. Yeah. So we see this growth equity opportunity set as being, well, there's a number of situations. There's far more situations than the current supply of capital to prosecute the opportunity set there. And we think where that's sort of a supply-demand imbalance from the scale of opportunities relative to the capital that can provide into them, we think we can find some pretty good risk-return equations. So better levels of return for a given level of risk, or lower levels of risk for a given level of return. And I guess the next soundbite I would say is that we then only really play within that growth equity dynamic in sectors that we have form in and experience and years of working in. So our team here, for example, knows nothing about consumer discretionary businesses. We don't know anything about retailers or food or consumer products companies, and so we spend no time on that bit, but we do spend lots of time on healthcare and financial institutions and parts of the technology spectrum and some other sectors in areas where the team has been working together now for a decade and probably had careers working in those sectors beforehand. And so we feel that balancing those two things within the growth equity environment gives a pretty fertile fact set to try and protect our investors' capital and make money from there.